Oh my God. Get him the fuck out of here, please. Get him the fuck out of here.
Kathleen Kennedy recently announced her retirement, and when the Tower of Orthanc fell, Barad-dûr crumbled soon thereafter. Fittingly, Bob Iger announced that he will be stepping down as Disney CEO in March. With the amount of shitty decisions he has made, Walt Disney is spinning in his grave fast enough to power the entire eastern seaboard. Iger will forever be remembered as the rich boy who bought everything and turned it to shit.
What South Park, do I own that? No, not yet, sir.
Pixar, Marvel, 20th Century Fox, Lucasfilm. All this guy knew how to do was buy something successful and turn it into absolute dog water.
I smell shit.
These formerly legendary studios have lost all their aura under the crushing weight of failure thanks to Iger's pathetic management at Disney. Disney used to have immense clout. It was synonymous with quality. But now Disney has descended into a money-hungry, ideologically driven slot factory, a soulless black hole that destroys everything it swallows up. What used to be regarded as the zenith of family entertainment now has a reputation that's 6 feet under. In a late 2025 podcast appearance, Iger stated his philosophy on the company's history is to, quote, respect our past and not revere it, unquote. He argued over-reverence inhibits innovation. Well, congratulations, Bobby I. You accomplished your goal of not revering anything that came before you. In fact, you took a shit on it. And I didn't know buying up your competition and spamming out soulless sequels was considered innovative, but hell, what do I know? And as much as I hate KK and felt like I was being stabbed by a lightsaber every time she bastardized the galaxy far, far away, who was her boss? Oh right, and why didn't he fire her years ago?
Fuck Indiana Jones, put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
Sure, yeah. Well, let's try that.
On that note, let's stroll down memory lane and look at all of Iger's blunders. Even if they weren't directly his decisions, he is supposed to be the big boss, and a company is only as good as its management. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. My goal is to hit 5K subs, and any help is greatly appreciated. Now back to the video. Like I mentioned, he refused to fire Kathleen Kennedy in spite of her destruction of Star Wars and Indiana Jones for over a decade. His genius idea was to buy competing brands and crap out countless sequels regardless of quality. As long as Woody, R2-D2, or Iron Man was stamped onto the marketing, he assumed the masses would show up. But the countless box office bombs under his tenure refute that entirely. It's truly impressive how he turned Goliath franchises into middling IPs that the general audience no longer cares about. He conveniently left right before COVID hit to escape plummeting stock prices due to the closure of the parks and cruise lines, and then he came back when it was all over. It's almost like Bob Chapek was the fall guy and he always planned on returning but didn't want to take any heat. In his autobiography, he admitted to swindling George Lucas. He promised that they would use his story treatments for the sequel trilogy when he and Kathleen had no such intention. And look, that was his right. You paid $4 billion for Lucasfilm, but you didn't have to lie to the guy and rip his heart out. And considering the state of Lucasfilm now, you probably should have just went with those scripts instead.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
What is this shit?
But he folded in regards to AI, completely. Rather than competing with AI slop by producing good stories and original works, he partnered Disney with OpenAI. Users will be able to upload their own content to Disney Plus using Disney IP and characters. I guess the Writers Guild can't throw a fit if Disney is using AI to profit off of user-generated content. I can't wait for all of the Judy Hopps thirst traps. Everyone can be a slot master now. The power's in your hand.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
The Gina Carano debacle exposed a huge double standard in the company. She was fired for a political social media post that suggested conservatives were persecuted by their neighbors. This was deemed too much. And yet Pedro Pascal, her Mandalorian co-star, posted an image that essentially called half the country Yahtzees. I'm not gonna say the exact word cause daddy YouTube don't like it. She took them to court and Disney settled out of desperation that internal documents and memos would become public. What I wouldn't give to see Disney's dirty laundry aired out in court. The theme parks have become a true disaster. Classic attractions that Walt worked on himself like Tom Sawyer's Island are being replaced for Cars Land and other IPs. Splash Mountain, an historic attraction, was replaced for Tiana's Bayou, which is notorious for its inability to stay open. Muppet Vision, the last project Jim Henson worked on before he passed away, is being replaced for a Monsters Inc. ride. And believe it or not, those disgraces aren't even the worst Disney Parks failure. Galaxy's Edge was locked into a timeline with the sequel trilogy characters that no one gave a shit about. Darth Vader, Luke, Anakin, Obi-Wan are nowhere to be found. But the piece de resistance is the Galactic Star Cruiser, aka the Star Wars Hotel that was forced to close after 2 years. It cost $1 billion to make and is now being used as employee offices. What a triumph. Not to mention the obscene price increases at the parks that all but confirm Disney is focused on appealing to the rich rather than the average families who used to be their focus. He allowed ideologues to infiltrate and overrun the entire company. Star Wars is now a girl brand. Marvel had too much toxic masculinity, and after getting embarrassed by Wonder Woman's success, sprinted headfirst in becoming the girls get it done meme. There's more examples, but I'm so sick of it at this point that I kind of want to just move on.
Oh, the pain. The pain.
And for those wondering how good his replacement Josh D'Amaro will be, he's the one who spearheaded the decision to take an axe to the classic Disney Parks attractions I talked about earlier. He was literally almost booed off the stage at D23 once he announced that Tom Sawyer's Island was getting axed in favor of Cars Land.
Boo this man!
And as head of Disney Parks, he oversaw the Star Wars Hotel failure. I didn't realize that becoming a CEO has a prerequisite of wasting $1 billion. Sounds pretty easy. It was also announced that Dana Walden will become president and chief creative officer. She's the one that's in charge of the unprofitable Disney Plus that has done nothing but damage existing brands with subpar content. So you're telling me that sounds like a winning pair? Well, Bobby the Ghoul is finally gone. His legacy is directly tied to ruining the legacy of Disney. He should be remembered as an utter disgrace, a criminal against fandom, creativity, and imagination. The most magical place and company on Earth has completely lost everything that once made it so magical. Enjoy retirement, fuckface. You won't be missed. Thank you so much for sticking with the video this long. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and let me hear your thoughts in the comments. Is there any hope for Disney going forward? Or do you feel that it's just going to be more of the same? My new goal is to hit 5K subs, and I appreciate any support to continue delivering solid content for y'all. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.